Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Drop your crowns, drop your elephants. Let me know where you're watching from. We are almost done with Kandi and the Gang. I know at this point you're like, oh, I don't know how I'm feeling it. But I feel like every single week they fill it up with so much stuff that I'm like, wow, there's a lot of things happening. So it's hard to be bored with Kandi and the Gang. At first, I was like, oh, I don't know about this week. I'm not that excited. And I have to say, I laughed, I kikied. We were just watching this together on the Kempire Daily TikTok. Yes, we were watching it together there. If you didn't see it, your fault. Look, your fault. Don't forget, The Real Housewives of Atlanta will be premiering in just a couple of weeks, May 1st. So there will be a watch party on TikTok. Then, of course, a recap. So if you enjoy content like this, be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. It is an open live chat. Yes, open live chat. What's going on, everyone? LA is in the building. We appreciate you being here. JL says it's not a bad show. It's not. It has great potential. I know a lot of you are saying, but the ratings. But then I always cite, look at Watch What Happens Live's ratings. It got renewed for 2 seasons. And no shade to Matthew Broderick. That's their guest tonight. Damn. Usually they have a guest of whatever the shows that are on. Y'all couldn't fly anyone out from Atlanta to be on the show? Or even related? Those ratings about to suck tonight, unless they hitch them to another show. Anyways, guys, welcome back to my show, the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get everything in pop culture, not just reality TV recaps. Be sure to check out our Love and Marriage Huntsville recap from earlier today. It was a key, y'all. We had so much to talk about in regards to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Don't forget, tomorrow at 12 p.m., not 12:30, 12 p.m. Eastern, we will be recapping Karen's final part of Karen's Grand Dame reunion. Stay tuned for that tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, okay? Cher says, it was so boring, I couldn't wait for you to come on. Look, I wasn't too sure. At the beginning of this episode of Kandi and the Gang, I was like, okay, we're still digging into what happened last week. I'm not sure I'm that interested, but every week they give us a little bit of the OLG ladies, and I'm like, okay, all right, I love it. This week's episode, was it my favorite of the 8 episodes? 8 episodes, right? Look, hold on. Yes, 8 episodes. It wasn't my favorite of the 8 episodes, but there were some redeeming parts. Redeeming parts. So let me share with you. Let me sell it to you like I'm a producer, like they're paying me. Y'all really believe she's paying me? They really believe she's paying me. Kandi needs to pay me the amount of times I talk about this show. No, it's okay. I enjoy talking about the show. I really do. I really enjoy talking about the show. So at the top of this episode, Brian is a star. Brian, pay him what you need to pay him to keep him back, to come back for next season. He's just funny. He says little things that make me laugh. The burial for his wig. Ladies, do you bury wigs after 2 years? I don't like Brian with the toupees. Some of them look good. Some of them I'm like next week's toupee. Next week's toupee is a lot, but he's trying to get his egg roll business off the ground. He's trying to get his business off the ground. But I love him being a part of the show. Ricciardo this week? Anger management? Shardo, what happened? But I don't blame Shardo because I agree with Shardo. I have Shardo's back on this issue. We'll get to Shardo in a second. The OLGs at the top of this episode, they're signing up for a dating site. Do I really believe they are signing up for a dating site and this was a pre-produced moment? Of course. But I loved it. And I'm always shocked when they say that Aunt Bertha's 80. Aunt Bertha looks good for 80 years old. And sassy at all get out and still smoking her cigarettes. But I like seeing the OLG ladies. Where was Aunt Nora this week? Aunt Nora was like, I'm done with y'all this week. Okay. All right. L Singleton says, L Singleton, Kempire, keep speaking positively about Kay's show. Us Taurians must stick together. Look, L Singleton, have you seen all the reports of the Tauruses this week? I mean, Kandi and I are probably the only ones saving our sign, because the Tauruses that have hit the news this week, oh, from Amber Heard to Black China. Oh, it's been a bad week for Tauruses. Gigi says, rest in peace to Leslie. The wig. The wig. Florence says, nah, Aunt Bertha looks 80. You know what? Y'all are so disrespectful. Sharon says, Aunt Nora needs some time off. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, she was taking the pictures. Aunt Nora was taking, but she wasn't in the later scenes for Patrick's, you know, his favorite ladies. Is that a shade at Aunt Nora? Well, in all fairness, he has a close kinship to, of course, Kandi and her mom. And of course, his mom was there and his grandmother. So it made sense. We'll get back to them. So, you know who showed up this episode? First of all, besides Todd showing up in like almost every scene this episode, I was just like, oh, we're getting a lot of Todd this week. We got a lot of Shawndreca's fiance, June. And honestly, June, I get why Shawndreca ended up with June. Patrick, we love you, Patrick, but Patrick's a fool. June was showing up and he was checking people and he was trying to figure out what happened. Y'all had us waiting outside for 30 minutes. He even checked Dom. Dom was not trying to be checked this week. I think Dom has a problem with being called out for being wrong. And you know what? I agree with her, though. Shawndreca should have been the one to say that to Dom. But I think Shawndreca is scared of Dom. I'm a little scared of Dom, too. She's from the 305. Just saying. But later on, when Shardo calls out Dom, she's like, Brian, wherever he is, I don't want to be. Don't invite me. Okay, I'm jumping around a little bit. Back to June. June checked Dom. Then June comes to OLG with a new car for Shawndreca. They've been together 2 years. We found out, you know, because they had the triple date with Kandi and Todd and Shawndreca, June, and Patrick and Miriam. If you watch the episode, you know why I said that. We're going to call you by your government, Miriam. So, June surprises Shawndreca with a new Benz. And the awkward interaction between June and Patrick was interesting because they've had a fight before, like almost had a fight. And they had footage and they showed it. They've replayed it this episode. But they seem to be in a better place. June's been with Shawndreca for 2 years. They had a situationship. I feel like they're playing this up a little bit more than it was. I don't think Patrick and Shawndreca were anything serious. But we did find out that Shawndreca and June got engaged after a month of being together. They met on Tinder. But they've been together for 2 years. So if you're engaged for 2 years and you ain't get married yet, are you really engaged? I mean, I understand it's been a pandemic, but still. I actually really like June this week. I was surprised at how many times he kept on showing up throughout the episode, but I respected it. He even checked Brian and Torrin, and Torrin was like, why he had a run up on me? Brian was like, well, he didn't run. He walked. Brian. But I don't blame him. If I was the boyfriend, I would have been a little upset too. Like, we came with you, and this is what he said to Dom. When we come together, we should leave together. Dom is no type of friend. But I don't think Dom has, what is Dom's sign? Dom has no loyalty because the other issue is that Dom is dating Brandon, and Don Juan is like, this can't happen if you guys are in a relationship. Well, she's like, he's new. There's no loyalty from her. She has no loyalty. Look, I know it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, but Dom, She has no loyalty. No loyalty to her friend, Shawndreca. No loyalty to this man she's dating. I looked at Dom very different this week. Very different this week. Tyra says Dom must be a Taurus. No, we are very loyal. We are very loyal. And Kandi really showed how much of a Taurus she was this week too, because she's like, let me give Safari a moment and also Miriam a moment and have a separate conversation, a separate scene with her. There were two separate scenes, Kandi and Miriam and Todd and Patrick. Todd, I kind of like how Todd has embraced himself in the family, because very much how Kandi looks at Patrick as a son, Todd looks at Patrick as a son, because when they had the triple date, Miriam referred to Patrick as a trick. A trick. And everyone was like, she said that out loud? Mm-hmm. But I got what she meant when she said it. She said his behavior on social media made it seem like he was here, there, and everywhere. Like she couldn't take him serious, even though he was trying to holler at her for 2 years. I feel like I believe that Patrick was a player back in the day, a hoe, according to Aunt Bertha. She said 4 out of 4 says you's a hoe. When she said that, I said, okay. Aunt Bertha. But even though he was a hoe, I think he's very sweet. I like Patrick. I think I think he has a very sweet heart. Hopefully he won't end up like Martell from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all think he's gonna end up like Martell? I hope not. I hope not. No, damn, I got a feeling he's gonna end up like Martell. Damn. Oh, Angelin says Dom is a Virgo like me. I'll leave this right there. TD says I can't. TD says I can't blame Miriam for changing her name. I do the same. The shade. Come on. Oh my gosh. Florence says Patrick is a child and easily controlled. Moonlight says, yeah, Patrick is likable. He's just slow to me. He is a little slow. But we love him anyway. We love him anyway. Oh Lord, guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of Kandi's new show, Kandi and the Gang. And in a couple of weeks, Real Housewives of Atlanta will be returning. More scenes are showing up. More tea is dropping about the Real Housewives of Atlanta and what we can expect. Already in episode 3, that's where we get to see the scene at Brooklyn's baby birthday situation where Sheree and Drew get into it. So more information is coming out about Real Housewives of Atlanta. So stay tuned for that recap. I'm looking forward to that. But also stay tuned to all the news coming out of Atlanta, including NeNe suing Bravo, NBC Universal, Andy Cohen, and other executives are named in this lawsuit. If you missed our report over the weekend, be sure to check out. We have an update. According to NeNe, that Bravo allegedly held a $824,000 tax lien debt over her head to keep her silent. I am already plotting and planning. I might need to get an Airbnb in Atlanta when the trial starts. Philip, can I come stay with you? I'm joking. Philip is in a happy relationship, allegedly. Maybe I could go stay with Philip's bestie. RHOA comes on Sunday. Is it this Sunday? Oh yeah, it is this Sunday. Damn it. So next week. Oh my gosh. Damn, so there is an overlap of Kandi and the Gang and RHOA. I think, right? I believe so. Wow. Yes, Philip. Y'all are a mess. In my opinion, it says Patrick needs a new girlfriend. Other than Miriam, I have to say, Miriam, I wasn't feeling her. I mean, I haven't been feeling her. This week, when she tried to soften up a little bit, and she's like, I really care about him. And Kandi got really emotional. I was like, don't fall for it, Kandi. Don't fall for it. Tyra says, Kempire, get a 3-bedroom. I'm coming too. Really? K-Baby says, I can't wait to see you cover the trial. That's going to be a mess. We might have to wait, though, a couple of years before this even goes to trial. Look how all these other cases have taken forever to go to trial, y'all. So we might have to wait a couple of years before this even goes to trial. Who knows where we will be in that time? I might not have time to go cover the trial. We might have to send another correspondent. I'm already too busy right now. IB says, why you got to call her Miriam? That's old lady name. That's her name. That's her real name. Her name is Miriam, not Safari. But I guess she wanted to go for IG model video vixen name. So she said, I'm going to go by Safari. Mind you, she's not even an IG model. She has her own business. I'm like, okay, it's her name, her life. All right. All right. Look. Okay, Ann says, next Sunday is an all ATL night on Bravo. The new dating show comes on as well. Yes, the new dating show also comes on next week. It's going to be a jam-packed night. But we are going to continue to do our Kandi and the Gang recap. So stay tuned next week. I got to see what time. I got to see what the schedule is next week. What time is Atlanta coming on? If you guys know, let me know in the chat. Because Kandi and the Gang comes on at 9. So when is the dating show coming on? And then when is Atlanta coming on? Because if Atlanta comes on first, I'll watch that first, and then we can do a whole mashup recap. Just saying. Veronica says, Kempire Real Housewives of Dubai starts May 8th. Does it? Does it? How did I miss that date? Ooh, Jala says, sidebar, does anyone else find Dom's voice fake? Honestly, no. I don't think so. I think that's really her voice from the 305. Kat says, Nene travels to Africa all the time. She needs her coins. Does she? I don't think I've ever seen Nene talking about she's traveling to Africa. Did I miss those posts? The Atlanta matchmaking show. We talked about it during, I believe we talked during our Tuesday takeover. Don't forget, guys, every single Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, we do our reality TV conversation here on the channel where we talk about a variety of reality shows that we don't get to talk about. We do it on Tuesday, including 90 Day Fiance. The new season has started. Stay tuned for that. Mocha says, I find Dom's voice annoying. All right. She is there now. She's there now? Oh, Nene. Did she leave purposely when the lawsuit dropped so she didn't have to be in the country? IB says, I wish her voice was fake so she could turn it off. Look, Dom, for me this week, really was the villain because June called her out for not being a good friend and not coming out and going with them when they left. And then Shardo had a big blow up with Dom. And I agree with Shardo because they actually had the video footage of Shardo saying to her, maybe you should go out and see about your friend. And she blew up with that. And I was just like, what's going on? Why are you so defensive? She got so defensive because Brian was like, I'm not that type of friend. I'm not going to be jumping in your fights. And she's like, well, I'm leaving. Moonlight says Dom definitely wasn't a good friend. And this is why we need a reunion. From what we hear, they're going to do the reunion on probably Kandi's YouTube channel. It's not going to be on the network, which is fine. We shall see if it's worth recapping. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right. So June was a main character this week. We had the triple date with Shawndreca and her man, Patrick and Miriam, and of course Todd and Kandi. As soon as Miriam got in there, her energy anytime around these Shawndreca or the rest of the group other than Patrick, it's always off. It's always just sort of, it's like, okay, it's hard to read her, but there are some people that are just like that and they might be very sweet, but we have not gotten sweet from Miriam. That's where we found out that Miriam thought that Patrick was a trick. She was going to treat him like a trick. Everyone's just like, what? We had a wig burial this episode. That was a very quick scene, probably not even an unnecessary scene. Deborah says she's dry. Oh, Amy says hit dogs holla. JL says Shardo seems sweet. Dom didn't have to act like that. Yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere. But Shardo turned up real quick. I didn't expect to see that. Tammy says the wig scene was a filler. It was, and it was cute and funny. It was cute and funny. Ashley says, Kempire, do you see her on the episode of Snap? Wait, who? Which one? Dom or Miriam? Mocha says Miriam's father looks African. No, Miriam's father looks straight out the 70s. I don't know about African. We shall see, because at the end of this episode, thank you for the segue. At the end of this episode, Patrick brings all the ladies together. And I love it. Look, I love Black mamas. Mama Joyce got the good food going. She's feeding everybody. Patrick wants everyone to come together. Aunt Bertha's there. His mama's there, who we've seen on The Real Housewives of Atlanta over the years. Okay. This is why I really do feel like this is such an authentic show to Kandi, because we've seen these people throughout her life on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't think we've ever seen Patrick, though. I believe we've seen Melvin. They all come together, and of course, they're coming together, and they're kind of like, okay, why are you bringing us together? It's because he wants to propose to Miriam. He wants to propose to Miriam. The ring looked cute. We found out that he was engaged before, but he has abandonment issues, and she left him, and he was like, all right, I'm moving on. Okay. All right. Sis on the Move says Miriam's on the show to promote her business. Johnny says Miriam took me out. She is a hot mess. What is going to propose to her? Wait, I don't know what you meant by that. Janice says she should have never told us her real name. I mean, look, it is what it is. Dorisha says, not Kandi asking, it's the same ring. Kandi is producing television. I hope it wasn't the same ring. He says that it's not. I hope it wasn't. I mean, but how long has he been with this woman? Almost 2 years? Tyra says, what if Miriam says no? I would be hurt for Patrick. You think she's going to say no? She's going to say yes, and they're going to be engaged for 2 years like Shawndreca and June. I feel like after a year and a half being engaged, you're no longer engaged. That's a promise ring. But I'm going to give Shawndreca and June some grace because it's been a pandemic. But I don't see any wedding planning happening. Sidebar, when Shawndreca got her car and they said, oh, can you come outside? And she's like, well, there's a long line, mind you. She's like, I can come out. She comes out. Todd asks Brandon, who's hostessing? Shardo. Shardo's standing right here. Who's hosting? Shardo. Brandon, you should be fired. Fired. And locked up, apparently. I am never going to OLG. I probably just I'm not going to Blaze either. I reported way too many stories on Blaze getting shut down. I'm not going to OLG. That chicken still looked too fried to me. But that hasn't stopped anyone else from going. I hear the food is good, the service is terrible because they're all in the back hanging out. Brandon's too busy kissing on Dom in one of the closets. Todd's too busy not buying a generator for the damn place. Shawndreca is always in the back. Shawndreca in. Sharon says it was my first time watching the show, and I came in at the end. I was on Central Time. Kempire was on Eastern Time. Yes. K Baby says Brandon is horrible. Gabrielle says your tourist side is strong about the food. Just saying, like I want to try the food, but I'm not waiting online to get into a restaurant, especially in Atlanta. What was that shady moment when Patrick was like, "You got to pay $10 to park the car," and he wasn't about to get. He only had like $9 of cash on him. Just saying. Janice says, "If you value your health, damn." Shelby says, "Baked mac and cheese, chili with lots of juice and greens. Someone bring me food or rib sandwich." What is happening right now, Shelby? Sister on the Move says the customer's all outside in the heat. I'm not waiting online to get into OLG. I know being on Atlanta, being on this show is doing very well for her business. But what I'm not going to do, Kandi, is wait online to get into this restaurant. The food ain't that good. Johnny says, I've worked in several restaurants and there's always that one manager who acts just like Brandon. It's almost standard, but those were the fun shifts. Because y'all were getting away with stuff. Oh my goodness. Amy says, I have to agree. When I watch Sweetie Pies, I always wanted to go, but OLG, it looks dirty. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's very different. Is Sweetie Pie still open? I know that man's in jail. There's a video that I need to watch about him. That story with what's his name from Sweetie Pies, I can't believe that story. That's an insane story. Sister on Moose says the restaurant where it isn't clean, which was picked up on camera. Cherry says there was no line at all when I went. Patrick took my $10 and just a couple of cars in the lot. Cherry, when did you go? When was this? Because I've always heard there's a line. I've always heard that there's a line. Did you go on like you got to be more specific. Like, when did you go so we know when to go? Gabrielle says, I prefer to eat in a clean restaurant. Me too. Oh, Tyra says Sweetie Pies was nasty in Houston. Ugh. Johnny's asking a question. Does OLG have a sweet potato pie? I'm sure they do. IB says Brandon should go. After tonight, Dom should go too. She's got anger management issues. Tim needs to rot in prison. He needs to be rotting up under the jail. To do that to your own family, to do that to anybody, not even just your family, but the fact that it's your family makes it even worse. Most definitely. Prayers from Miss Robbie. And this is what we needed because so many people really enjoyed Sweetie Pie. So OLG kind of gives me that. It kind of gives me the remnants of Vanderpump Rules, except less racist. That's the other lawsuit that we've talked about. A lot of lawsuits this past week. We talked a lot about a few different lawsuits. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of Kandi's show, Kandi and the Gang. Let's get to 200 likes, and I'll drop the call link so you guys can call in and share your thoughts on Kandi and the Gang. As I said to you before, there's so many different little scenes, but the basic gist of this episode was about what happened last week at the housewarming and how Shawndreca was not able to come into the house. And Shawndreca, although she had a lot of feelings about it, really refused to own those feelings and really refused to call people out, like her friend Torin, like her friend Dom. And I really feel like Dom was at fault here. I really feel like Dom was at fault. Sister on the Move, just Google Sweetie Pies Tim. Just Google it and it will all come up. Yeah, Globe says Tim is horrible. How could you do that to your brother's child? Yeah, Mocha's. I'm not gonna even read it. Y'all read it. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me drop the call-in link. It is Sunday night. I do not want to waste any more time. I want to get up out of here and go to bed. We will be live tomorrow, though, for our Karen's Grand Dame reunion part 2, the final part, tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. A recap of that will be tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Let me drop the call-in link. Shelby, why are you dropping your order in the live chat? Are you trying to order something and you bringing it here? Is that what's happening right now? Oh, Ham and Cheese says, "Damn, Karen's show was a bore." Was it? I feel like Karen's show could have at least used 3 or 4 episodes. I feel like a lot of stuff is being rushed in her spinoff. I feel like we could get a little bit more, but maybe not. Maybe not. Hold on. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, sister says first part was boring. I will pass on part 2. Damn, you guys are rough. You guys are rough. All right, guys, don't forget, support our sponsor, Coldest Water Bottle. You can get water bottles. You can get water bottles engraved, come in multiple colors, multiple sizes, and they have things for your coffee, things for ice packs, things for your pets, pillows, all kinds of things. Don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off. That again is KEMP10 for 10% off. Thank you in advance for supporting. Okay, let's take a couple of callers and then I'm getting out of here. All right, Jennifer, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Jennifer?
Hey, Kempire, how are you doing?
Oh, well, how are you?
Fine. I was laughing at you because
Oh,
either I love you, you know I do. Either you sleepy or you hungry, but I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I love you. But anyway, okay. Can I tell you real quick about your podcast?
mm-hmm,
Okay, so I've been listening to your podcast. So I listen to it both ways, right?
mm-hmm.
On the visual, video, radio, and I listen to it when I'm just laying there in the bed. So I'm listening to it laying in the bed, and I'll be like, I wonder his facial expression. I can see his facial expression. So then I go and look at it, and you have the same facial expression that I used to do. You be clowning, but anyway. Anyway, okay, about tonight. I think I have much respect for June because what it is, as a mate, we have that pillow talk and we're the ones that's like crying to our mates. You know what I'm saying? And he's a protector.
Yeah.
He showed right there, he's a protector, he's a provider, he's a professor. And so he got his woman's back and he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And Dom and Brandon was out of line when they got to the party because Dom was the one was like, you wait right here and let me go in. Why didn't she just say, come in? That was tacky right there.
Yeah.
And then she didn't go back out there and whatever and stuff like that. So I have much respect for June for calling them on their stuff. He was like, but basically what he did was he laid the line to let them know, I got my woman. So now they're all on notice. Like, don't come for her. Cause he done put them all on notice. That's what he did. It's like a dog that piss on on their territory. He put them all on notice. Don't come for her because I got her. He's a protector. And that's what he did. And I like that. And Patrick is crazy. And I think Patrick just all of a sudden, I'm gonna do that because he saw how June really is about Shawndreca and he was feeling some type of way. And all of a sudden you want to marry this girl. But that girl is treating him just like who she thought he was. Because let's keep it 100. Our parents use that word that she said. She's too young to be using that word.
Trick, right? I was like, that's kind of weird.
That's kind of weird. She's like in her early 20s. She's too young to be using that word trick. So she's tricking him right now because she's training him right now. Look what he's doing. He's turning against people. He ain't got no furniture. She telling everything she's telling him to do. And how can she have good energy and practice energy when her energy is so messed up? Like she need to walk around with crystals in her pocket, her purse, her bra, everywhere. her energy is so messed up, right? I'm serious. We all have crystals. I carry them all the time. So I was just like, that's so weird. But I hope that they don't get married. I was shocked that all of the women that he loved, I was shocked that all of them said, okay, Todd was the only one that gave him any inkling of, hey, dude, you got some red flags. I was shocked that nobody said anything.
Maybe they said it off camera. They didn't want to say it on camera.
Yeah. And then they was just like, oh, because the congratulations was kind of like, yeah, congratulations.
It wasn't very exciting.
It wasn't real excited, but I hope he don't. But she saw money bags, and she training him right. That's what she doing. She training him right now. Because he has no mind of his own already. So you can see she's whipping him right. He has no mind of his own. And how you, I just want to be called Safari. Hello. And remember when Todd said, did you legally change your name? She said no. She said no. I just want to be called Safari. Oh. No, baby, Miriam. Your name is Miriam, and we're gonna call you Miriam. And that's what it is. So yeah, so Dom was wrong, and they need to fire Dom, and they need to fire Brandon, because they're both just disrespectful and out of line. They both
fire them both.
They both need to be fired. And I have a question. What is a 305? What is
that? 305 is Miami.
Oh, so she's acting Miami. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, yeah. I didn't get that when people were saying that, but yep. They both need to be fired. And I did understand why. What's his name? Shardo or Rashado. Shardo. Why? Because he's like, girl, you were wrong. I did tell you, and you trying to get mad. I did tell you to go check on your friend. That's why she got defensive, because she knew she was wrong.
Yep. She got very upset.
Very upset. Okay. Have a good day, boo.
You too, Jennifer. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye. Bye.
All right. Guys, we're going to take some more callers. If you're just joining us, we are recapping Kandi and the Gang. But if you're part of the replay crew, I want to know your thoughts on this episode and the season so far. Do you want to see a season 2? Who do you think was wrong here? Do you think Shawndreca should have spoke up to Dom? Do you think that June should have spoken up to Dom the way that she did? Do you think that Dom was completely in the wrong? Replay crew, let me know. Gabriella, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Gabriella?
Good morning, because it's morning here. Oh. I'm waking up for 4 a.m. I do the morning routine to do my yoga, everything like that. And I do my sheet marks on my face because it's my bedtime. Okay. I will say 2 things. Dom is loyal to Dom first, to himself. And from Patrick, aka Miriam, aka Safari, they don't have any furniture because they are not a real couple. Because when you do furniture in home, because you invest this home, you want to live in, and I don't think she wants to live really in this home because she doesn't make her mark.
She doesn't live there.
Yes, but she doesn't make her mark in this place. You know, when woman come in the life of the guy and she want to have some mark in his home, she do some changes of decoration and furniture. She make to see to the other people she is here. Not she had the key, but she's already here. And Patrick has some abandonment issue. He said that. He was very afraid. I think she said yes for the engagement for 1 year, but she's gonna be not good, because when we say, if she goes, I go to the street, it's very, can to cut off everything, Patrick. He can make that because he's in fear to lose someone. Okay. He has fear in him to be abandonment. And she's training him. I will agree with the girls before me, the beautiful woman before me. She is training her, and she tried to use this fear and this weakness and everything like that to model him, like Amber with Johnny. She tried to that. And yes, for the clean restaurant, I don't go in a place like that if it's not clean to eat. I will tell you, not clean, but I think she uses weakness against him. It's analysis. It's not a fact. It's some analysis.
All right, Gabriella.
Bye. Have a good day. Good night.
Have a good one. Bye. All right, guys, don't forget to like the video if you haven't liked the video. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting our channel, but also supporting other channels that recap reality TV, that recap Atlanta, that recap Kandi and the Gang. So be sure to like the video and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on daily and consistent hot topics, music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. In my opinion, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment because I am waning.
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
How are you?
Oh, I'm blessed. I'm gonna keep it real short. It's too much Todd. Don't know she was wrong. And why don't they just go on and fire both of them? Save us a lot of time.
They fired her though.
Let me tell you, this episode was so long and dried out to me from the rest of her episodes. Like this was more like a filler episode to me. It felt like they was filling space. Yeah. But it's okay. It was like a 6 for me.
Okay. All right, Miss. In my opinion,
you have your good night. Get you some good rest. I'll be waiting on you tomorrow.
I'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hold on. So you guys. Yeah. Ty says, I don't like how Dom came at Shardo. Me either. I felt like that was just so like I didn't expect to see that from her, but I guess she's one of those types of people that you can't call out for being wrong. Like she's always right. But you were wrong, Dom. All right. Catherine, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Catherine?
Nothing much. You can hear me okay?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. So real quick, I'm the one who texted you. I joined the texting community. I'm the one who texted you this weekend pictures of my food. I was in Atlanta this past weekend. So yes, I was on the ground. It was beautiful.
I need to go check that. I don't remember seeing that, but I'm going to check.
So I was in the restaurant. I had to get there maybe 10 minutes early. I was able to park right in front. I didn't have to use Patrick's. I didn't have to use his lot. I didn't have to pay him any money. And I didn't have to pay for parking or anything like that. When I was in the restaurant, I saw Torin. Shawndreca sat us. She had mixed energy. So she wasn't like overly polite, but I did hear her talking to like other folks about being from New York. She didn't like try to say I'm a New Yorker, but she did mention that she was from the area. So I was about to say, hey, wait a second, girl, I know you from Buffalo, so don't try that foolishness. But I was like, don't play games. I'm from the Bronx. But like, because I was listening. And she was like, but she's like really nice to the people, like the table who sat next to us. But like, she wasn't like overly nice to like me or the person who like sat with me. She was just like, hey, here's your menu, like scan the QR code. And I was like, Burr. But
okay.
And then, yeah. And then I saw, who's that? Like the waitress, the one she had beef with. And those are the only people I recognized.
Okay.
But our waiter was like really nice. But my food was like fully cooked through. Like I didn't have like danger that I was going to die.
Was the food good?
It was really good. I had the not the waffles, the chicken and waffles, the French toast and chicken. It was really good.
Really good. Yeah. Okay. And you would go, did you have to wait online?
I did not. Like I got there like 10 minutes early. So like 10 before 12. And
before it opened?
Yeah, 10 minutes before it opened. And we parked right in front. And
when you were leaving, was there a line?
No. There wasn't no. So nothing crazy. Nothing wrong now. So what day was this? I think this was, and it was a holiday weekend too. So I think I'm trying to keep all these things into consideration too.
Oh, it was the Easter weekend?
Yes.
That's when people really should be going for the Southern food, but then, people are cooking at home. So
exactly. So I'm trying. Kandi girl. I don't think Kandi's in danger of losing any money, but
who said that?
but the food.
But you go back.
I would go back. The person I went with, he got the fish and grits. He said his grits were running. He liked the fish. The grits were not.
Oh.
But
Okay.
and then he said he's into maintenance and sanitation. He said that the floor needed a heavy vacuum and this. But aside from those things, so I would go back. He would not. But like nothing there.
I'm glad your friend was there. Wow. Okay, so he said runny grits and that it needed a heavy duty vacuum. What did he say again?
He said it needed a heavy vacuum. I looked down and I was like, oh, okay. So
wait, you looked down and you said, yeah, okay. Wait, you looked down.
So I was like, oh my God, it's torn. He's like, babe, he's like, this needs vacuuming. He's like, why didn't they do this before we walked in? And I was like, oh yeah, okay. I was like, you're right.
And you got there at the opening of the restaurant.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was like,
woo, I'm so appreciative of you doing a live review for us.
You're welcome.
Wait, is there anything else that I want to ask? You didn't see Kandi though.
No, so Kandi wasn't there. None of the OLGs were there. Just Shawndreca, Torin, and then the waitress chick that Shawndreca beats with all the time.
Yeah, I forgot her name, but I know who you're talking about.
And then I was just like, oh, we should order a drink so I can see behind this bar. But I was like, I'm not walking all the way over there. But it looked, I was like, nah, I was like, I'm not going all the way back over there. So I couldn't attest to its cleanliness.
I mean, your friend was like, this needs a good vacuum, a heavy duty vacuum. All right. Okay, wait, before I let you go.
Yes, sir.
When my friend went, he said the food was good, but he had shared a picture on his social media. This is a story I keep telling. And it was on chipped plates. Was your plate chipped?
My plate, I actually looked at the plates. None of the plates, none of the silverware I had was chipped.
Okay.
So
all right.
the dishes I had.
Someone said, did you pay for ice?
And again, I did not pay for any of the ice.
I think that's only at Blaze. Wow.
I scoured the bill. I didn't pay for the bill, but I scoured it afterwards. I was like, you paying for it, but let me check.
All right. We appreciate this live review, Catherine. Feel free to do it again. Okay. If you want to go to Blaze, let us know.
No problem. That's the next. I'm going back Memorial Day weekend.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Catherine. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Oh, guys, trust and believe. If you live anywhere these reality shows have restaurants or a business and you want to do a live review for us, join our texting community and let us know. We would love to bring you up so we could talk and ask you questions. She said the food was good, but her friend that was with her was like, that was some runny grits. And this, I don't know if I could go in a restaurant and the floor is disgusting and eat there. I mean, he didn't say disgusting. I mean, dramatic, but still. Comment says still ain't going. All right. I want to thank you all for calling in. I want to thank everyone that was a part of our conversation. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. We appreciate you guys. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe because you're missing out on daily and consistent content. And thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. Shout out to everyone that sends in super chats, that sends in Cash Apps, Venmos, PayPals. We only normally see that after the live, so I wanted to say thank you in advance. We appreciate you guys. And, exactly. The bathroom has to be clean too. Damn. And my business is too nasty for me. Sorry. Johnny says, I live by Potomac, but those ladies don't come around at all. Damn. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here. Have a great rest of your evening. Tomorrow we will be live at 12 p.m. Eastern for a recap of Karen's Grand Dame reunion, the last part. So be here for the key and the last during your lunch break or your break of the day tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, not 12:30, 12 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget, Tuesday is when we talk about all things reality TV. So I'm going to be talking about 90 Day Fiance. I watched Selling the Hamptons over the weekend. I want to talk about that. I just started getting into Real Housewives of Melbourne, so I'll talk a little bit about that. So be here for our Tuesday takeover at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. That will be on Tuesday. And of course, the rest of the week, Wednesday, Real Housewives of New Jersey. Thursday will be Married at First Sight. And the final part of the Real Housewives of Orange County reunion. All right. We have a full week, but also you will be getting pop culture news. So be sure to check out everything that you missed today, including Chris Rock's mom breaking her silence about Will Smith slapping her son. Meg Thee Stallion is doing an exclusive interview with Gayle King tomorrow. We talked a little bit about that. Check all of that out, including our Love and Marriage Huntsville recap as well. Have a great evening, guys. I will see you tomorrow.
The guy was never mine. He didn't love me like but now he is calling and calling, and he's feeling something for me. I will not believe in his promises. That's what I said before he kissed me again. I'm drowning in the ocean, being betrayed by emotion. I know that he's playing with my heart. He's playing with my heart. For no reason I didn't listen. His eye and his kisses. I know that he's playing with my heart. I was happy with you, don't forget about it. But you never loved me and you always thought it. I'm dying, disappearing while you never felt the same thing. I remember that every day. Oh yeah, and now he is calling, calling. And he's feeling something for me. I will not believe in his promises. That's what I said before he kissed me again. Oh, I'm drowning in the ocean, being betrayed by emotion. I know that he's playing with my heart. He's playing with my heart. For no reason I listen. His eye and his kisses. I know that he's playing with my heart. Playing with my heart. He's playing with my heart. Playing with my heart. He's playing with my heart. I know that he's playing with my heart. He's playing with my heart. Playing with my heart. He's playing with my heart. I know that he's